We're back again. One's a little bit longer today than yesterday, but we're doing Worth Your Salt. This is chapter 10. Obviously, we're getting towards the end of the book, so it won't be too much longer, but I want to say right now, I want to thank you all for the ones that have been continued to watch the videos and hear the story. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I enjoyed writing it. It was really a heartwarming thing to remember, to recall. Like I say, it's not completely historical, but it's historical fiction. I've mixed in a little bit of fiction with fact, but Furman was real. Miss Fine was real. The food that he was talking about is real. So anyway, so let's keep going here. Chapter 10. Furman had been at our restaurant for exactly 6 weeks. Outside in the parking lot, one side was full of cars and pickup trucks. The other side was lined with tractor-trailer rigs sitting side by side with their engines running. And on both sides of the road leading to our truck stop were more trucks as far as the eye could see. It was hard to believe truckers were willing to walk a half a mile each way to eat at our restaurant. All day we had been busy. The supper run had started about an hour earlier than usual and had not let up at all. Truckers who didn't even know each other were sitting at the same table together. People were standing in a line that went out the front door and halfway down the sidewalk, but nobody was complaining. People were not spending time talking during their meal because they could see others waiting on them to vacate their tables or booths. So they ate their meals, tipped their waitresses, paid their bills, and left with smiles on their faces. Furman and I were in the kitchen when he placed the last of prepared dishes on the counter for the waitress to pick up. When he looked over at me, he asked, "Listo?" "Ready?" "Yes," I said, straightening my hat on my head, picking up the folded towel and holding it as Furman had instructed me to do. "Come," he said, laying the pressed white towel over his arm and pushing his shoulders back with his head held high. I stepped up behind him, squared my shoulders, and held my head up as he was doing. "We go," he said, and out the door we went. When we walked into the restaurant proper, it was standing room only. I had never seen it so full. Furman cleared his throat rather loudly and said, "Atención! Atención!" All at once, everyone turned their heads to him. All movement ceased. All eyes on Furman. Saying nothing else, his boots tapped his way through all the people and up to Miss Fine, who had just refreshed the iced tea at a table full of truckers. "Señorita Fine," Furman said to her, Perdóname, honor necesario. Pardon me, necessary honor." Then he took the half-empty pitcher of iced tea out of her hand and handed it to a trucker who smiled happily at him and took it. Miss Fine was puzzled. She was trying to figure out what was going on. She was wondering why he was speaking so much Spanish to her. "I'm sorry," she replied, uncertain. "Señorita Fine," he began again, "patrons of restaurante and co-workers have chosen you as camarera excepcional. You are, as they say, exceptional waitress. All here like you. All here love you. All here want to take you home." Everybody laughed at that. Miss Fine brought a hand up to her mouth. She worried that she might cry soon. Then Furman turned sideways, which prompted me to step beside him. Now for the first time, Miss Fine could see me and the fact I was holding a folded white towel with a brilliant blast pen on it. And then a tear did stream down her face. As all eyes watched while Furman pinned the beautiful pin upon her collar and made a startling announcement, he said, "Señorita Fine, this pin is pin of distinction. Señorita no longer waitress. Señorita now become embajadora del restaurante, restaurant ambassador." And then Furman did something nobody was expecting. He got down on one knee in front of her, grasped her hand, and kissed it. Now Miss Fine was fully crying. She had never been so touched in her life. Never had anyone made such a presentation of making her feel special and loved. If she died today, she would die a happy woman. The roar of approval was incredible. There was no doubt in anyone's mind that Miss Fine was now to be considered royalty at our restaurant. And it was true. But I knew the truth was a simple man named Furman was the secret to everything we were experiencing. Chapter 11 tomorrow.